everyone. How you doing today? It's Michael here. We got Kevin on the line, Lacey. Looks like Randy just joined us, and Matthew's here with us too. So we're kind of just going to do. We're going to kind of just cover the Bible covers that we've been working on, and any questions about those, and then I guess we're going to kind of open it up to Q&A. And I know Matthew did just an amazing video sequence on the funnel stuff, and I really want to dive into that more because he did a really good job on kind of clearing a lot of things up and going step by step. So if you guys haven't had a chance to watch that over the last couple of days since he's posted it, you can definitely, if you have any questions, now is the time. And I think we're going to dive more into that on Thursday. So we'll just go from there. But Randy, did you just want to kind of step in and just talk about a little bit about the Bible covers while I get some of the visuals set up?
No, but I'll talk about San Diego that's coming up, and then I'll be there. Okay. If anybody's going out to TNC, we are going to be set up out there. Printex will be there, T-Rex will be there. So if anybody will be going there, look forward to seeing you. Make sure you look us up. We're going to have a couple events in the evening on Friday and Saturday. Love to have you join us up at our suite as well. So if you know you're going to be there, drop that in here in the chat so I can kind of see who might be out there. Yeah, when you're ready on the Bible covers, I've got a couple things that I'll just kind of jump in and help you with. Okay. One thing to note is that we've got 4 different color mock-ups. Black, and then there's a couple browns, and what I'd call a rawhide. So the way these personalize, separate them, is through laser engraving. And so the laser basically burns off the top cover of the let's call it fake leather, because it's not real leather. It's kind of a faux leather. They call it something special, but so essentially it's a laminated cover, and the laser burns that off, which basically follows the decoration. The way that equipment works is essentially we need a TIFF file to be able to send that to the laser equipment to do that. Of course, that's outside of what we typically work with as a PNG. So if you're going to do these Bible covers, we'll need you to send us that TIFF file along with your order. It's not that hard to do, especially if you're doing any artwork. We can get that done for you, but it's a $20 charge to have that PNG redone as a TIFF. So keep that in mind.
Okay. So let me just get to my screen here. So everyone, I just dropped in the Dropbox link with some of this, and I'll kind of go over what's in there for you guys to get some of your materials to get started, and then we'll kind of go over a couple things that we've kind of run into since yesterday that when we were getting prepared that we kind of worked out, and then if you guys have any questions on these, now would be the time. So let's see if I can start sharing my screen here.
We've got somebody asking if there's a replay on last week's. We missed the jewelry session. There's a replay in there, isn't there, Michael?
There should be, yes. I think I uploaded that one along with. Now GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar was having some issues the prior week, so I'll double check the members area, but to see if that got in there, because I know we were missing one from the 28th. But I believe that one, the jewelry one, is uploaded in the members area.
We'll probably have Carrie back in a couple, 3 weeks as well.
Yeah. Okay, so what I just dropped in there is basically this Dropbox link here to the Bible covers, and what I did is I put in we just started off with a basic design, and let's see where that is. So we started off with like a basic design called "He Is Risen," and it's got just a Bible verse on it. Okay. So I put in here so you can kind of see this design here. Now I'll kind of go over how we decided to flip this mock-up a little bit. But so what I did is I put just those products in there, and inside those products you'll see that let's see, where is it? I have the descriptions in there, so you guys can definitely use the descriptions that for moving forward. You can use the same description. I put the sizes in there for you, so you'll have these products ready to go. This is what they are, and I'll drop in the other thing of maybe that you sent me over. But basically what they're retailing for and what our cost is and the shipping here. So this is what Randy suggested. The larger Bible cover, which is 7.5 by 10 3/4, and that what you would probably want to start with is at $46. I think that retails. I got to find that information. I forget off the top of my head, Randy.
I think that's what it is, Mike.
Yeah, and then there's a bit of a smaller one, which $38, and both $4.99 on the shipping. And so
I like the description there. That leatherette does sound a lot better than fake leather.
Yeah, so I just kind of got that from their kind of that brochure that you sent me. You know what? I don't know if I added that. If not, I'll add this in here right now before you guys start downloading it. But it just kind of gives a basic overall view of everything. So what I dropped in here was all the mock-ups that you're going to need, and I dropped them in here. So if you want to do a design, obviously the Bible cover is going to open up from the bottom here. So what you did, depending on your design, and you could definitely do personalized, but if you want to have it to where the Bible cover, where this, the mock-up is like this, it's probably better if if you want to make sure that it opens and it kind of flows with the Bible. So there's a couple of different ways to do it, but I did drop both of those mock-ups in there for you. So
jump in, because you and I had this question. Go ahead and go back to that mock-up. That is a pocket right there. That seam across there separates a pocket where you can put whatever in it there.
Right, and so I wasn't sure, so I'm glad because that's that's obviously another selling point on it. And then also on that, so on this one, we first started off where I had this kind of like a horizontal way, and I just thought that it looked better with this particular design, having it mocked up this way. Now, you can do personalization. Randy said we're going to have to stay away from this pocket. It's going to be hard to print over that, so you're going to have to pick.
No, we can be above that seam.
Right, above this, but not over top.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, so you could be above this seam right here. If you wanted to do some personalization, more than likely you're going to have to, if you want to be above this seam for the personalized material, you're going to have to flip. You're going to have to use the mock-up where it's flipped 90 degrees. So you can, because obviously our software won't pick that up, or you can do it anywhere on this side for personalization. So this should open up just a ton of ideas, especially with Easter and Mother's Day coming up. I kind of suggested to Randy even having a certain design. If you wanted to stay away from personalized, which I think you should try, but if you wanted to just do something fairly more simple, you can have different types of. This is kind of about him. He has risen. Obviously, that's really good for Easter. Or if you want to do other types of, I don't know, like I guess niches from the Bible, like joy, happiness, forgiveness, all that kind of stuff. You could probably have something similar, similar designs, but maybe you change out a Bible verse and like one of the words is changed, and then that way you can kind of offer them as groups, and that way if you wanted to upsell and offer other things, or create a collection, you can kind of have the same design, but really it would just be with a different type of verse or in a different type of theme for that design. Now, another thing that we were talking about as far as the vector image, Randy, and I don't know if you were able to talk. I know what we were thinking about is that, and maybe Matthew can help us with this answer because I'm not 100% sure. Matthew, if they did have a vector image, and they say someone has a designer and they provided them the vector file, are they able to put any in that image URL or somewhere in this comments, and would Randy receive it from there?
Yeah, that comments would go in the CSV. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
We could drop that vector file in the comment.
Right.
And then we pick that file out of there, you think, Matthew, huh?
Yeah, that's in the CSV, yeah.
Okay. I'll look at it on my end and make sure how our system gobbles that in, and so we can look for that. That'd be a perfect solution.
Yeah, because otherwise we were thinking we would have to set it up as maybe manual. If you were doing a personalize and set it up as manual, so you would you were able to get the file and send it with you and blah blah blah. But if that will show up in the CSV, then that really takes care of all that. You can just set up your products just normally, so personalized non-personalized or personalized. I guess you can also do manually personalized too, correct, Randy? There should be no issue. So if you wanted to offer more than one, would that be something you would suggest for these products? Like more than one type of personalization?
I just stay away from the manual just because it's more work for me on my end when I'm selling something. But no, we have manual operation fine on our side, and that especially it'd be easier to send that a tip, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so just a couple of ideas and if on types of personalization and I am currently talking with a designer to kind of get some ideas and some designs done specifically for these, but I'm going to try to cross it over so we can have designs that kind of make sense on a t-shirt or obviously a coffee mug or something. So when you dive in, you can really use run funnel campaigns with maybe this is like your front end campaign, and then offering cheaper type of products that may make sense. So we're going to be looking at designs for those for that, and obviously types of personalization that you normally see on these things is just people's name, like a specific verse, just Christian themes. But really, you can really open it up and try to make something unique that maybe people haven't seen before, as far as personalization. So you can even take some of the concepts of just using different types of grandma nicknames or something like that, because you want to really make it. For this is something that is this type of product is it really means a lot to people. I know sometimes it just seems like a cover, but for someone that regularly uses a Bible, reads a Bible, the cover is a lot to them because it's what's wrapping around the Bible, and to really make it personalized is really, I think, the idea and the way you should go, because it doesn't have to be just like their little name on the corner. I mean, if it's something that's personal to them, like a nickname or design revolves around that. It could be something that's unique and that people just don't see all the time. If you search for personalized Bible covers, you'll come up with a ton of results. So you want to really concentrate on how we can use Trex to make this something unique. So when you start advertising, you start running your Facebook ads and popping up in somebody's newsfeed, it's something that they haven't seen before. So that's what I encourage everyone to do as far as design. Think about that. We will have some coming up soon, very soon, and that can maybe spark some ideas if you wanna talk to whatever designers you may have. But as long as you understand that it has to be a vector image, so it has to be an EPS file for them in order to do the laser engraving. Did we have any questions on these? So I can kind of go through. This is the so yeah, this is the black Bible cover case. This is dark brown. I know this is not like a true dark brown, but that's what we're calling this. Is a more of a darker brown. Also, you'll see inside the, and I'll show you the light brown looks like that. More of a beige, but we're calling that light brown. This is kind of like a rawhide. It's really, really sharp right there. Also, so I also put, as far as these designs that we just put on those products, I put in the PNGs. So really, you can only use two colors for these. So it's going to be the black, and then it's going to be this gold color. So you cannot alter. That has to be the color of your design for the Bible covers. And really, the only one that this gold is going to go on to is this black Bible cover right here. All the rest are going to use the black font, or I guess not really a font color, but the black design. That's correct. I'm saying that correct, right, Randy?
No, absolutely. So what it is, it's like I said, it's a 2-ply material, and so the laser's burning away the top cover. The lighter colors show up as black, and the black one shows up as kind of a gold.
Do you set that? So do you set the phasers to stun to burn that off, or what do you do?
Yeah, pretty much.
So those are the two types. So on these, I put these PNGs in there for you because I actually did. I thought that this gold looked a little bit better on the dark brown, but that's just not possible. So Randy corrected me on that. So it has to be the only one the gold for is on the black Bible cover. And if we go back there, it looks really sharp. If we go back to products here, I can kind of show you each one. You can see it stands out real nice. It looks really good on that. So, any questions on this, guys? I can't see any questions, so if there is, you guys let me know.
Yeah. Well, we've had a question about the image, the image format, and I think a lot of people, when they get to that part, may struggle. Have you got Photoshop open? Could you show them how to save the image?
I do. Let's see. Okay,
Well, you
so
can't do that in Photoshop.
right, I think it has to be. I think it has to be saved in Illustrator, correct? It has to be.
Correct.
It has to be an API, a vector file.
Correct. That's what I need to be able to send to the laser. Now you can mock it up and you can do set your PNGs up in Photoshop, but I've got to have that vector file, from Illustrator.
So if you want to use, obviously you can use a PNG just for your mockups, and that's fine. But as far as the art file that Randy needs, it's going to be it has to be that EPS file.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't, you can only save out of Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, are they able to be personalized? Yes, they are. Is it genuine leather? Are they laser done? We've answered all these. Is there inside views of the Bible covers for customers to see?
Let me see what, as far as mockups, I don't think we have those yet. I don't know if there is inside views, like blank mockups.
No, but I've got one in my hand. I'd be happy to share my camera and kind of show everybody that.
That's fine. You can do that, Randy. I'm gonna look for that other brochure that you sent me, that's just to kind of add into there, so it gives them a better idea.
Okay. Tell me when you can see me.
Yeah, got you, Randy. Whoa, they're big.
Here they are. So you can see the pocket here on the outside. So again, something really nice is if you have your design here, maybe the personalization up here.
Sorry.
This is the larger cover. This just for the, and then it's got two inside covers. I don't know if you can see it, but not very well. But there's two little pockets inside here. Otherwise, it's just kind of a plain nylon. You can see that. Sorry, I don't have one decorated. Hope that helps.
Yeah, I think. Can anyone hear me or not?
I can hear you, Matt.
Yeah, I don't think they can see the screen.
Did you see it?
I don't think anyone can see the screen, Randy.
I saw the screen. I saw Randy's screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can show it again.
I see Randy there in the plaid shirt.
Yeah, I see him, but I think we're getting a lot of people that can't.
That's
Well,
my thing, by the way. So,
Nice
Again, they're-
kangaroo pouch.
uh-huh. Like I said, there's a couple inside pockets, one on each side.
Apparently, if anybody can't see, you need to go out of full screen mode and it will work. Okay, are we still here?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, Randy, I maybe I'm gonna make you a presenter. Try now.
Okay.
Try your webcam now.
Sure. Does that make a difference to everybody?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, seems to be good now. Show it again, please.
The outside pocket.
So, so there's a pocket on both sides, correct? Is that right, Randy?
No.
No, just on the one side? Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then on the inside, there's a pocket?
Well, these are probably where you'd open up and you'd hold the Bible in there that way.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you put the just the covers in there, the front and back cover.
I see it there maybe with the light a little better.
Yeah. Okay. I did find that, and it's just kind of, I put this in the Dropbox, guys. I'll take the screen back here.
Okay.
So as you see, this is just kind of gives you just some of the overall information. Maybe, Randy, maybe there is some type of mock-up for this that we can try to find. I'm not sure if there is, but just opening it up may be beneficial. But you can kind of see some of the stuff that they already have on there. Obviously, on this particular one here, this personalization is running this way, so you're going to want to have your mock-up the other way. But as you can see, people put all kinds of stuff on here. Like I said, you can make it definitely very personal. Just because it's a Bible cover, it doesn't mean it necessarily has to be something like a verse related or something like that. It could really, it could be really anything that could make it personal to someone. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, we got one. Can it be printed front and back?
I'm sure it could, just like a normal, if you were. Well, I guess we'll have to wait on Randy for that. Yeah.
No, yeah, I think you could do it front and back. I'll double check it, but it doesn't. It appears that will work. It would add another $450 on it. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. So yeah, how much more is that? So another $450. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good for getting something completely out of the back, because that's a good question.
Hey, you know what? While I'm thinking of it too, I want to remind the whole idea too with the Bible covers and things like that and stuff, and some of the artwork that we're working on, is to try to give us more tools from Easter through Mother's Day, because not only is an Easter gift, but also is a nice Mother's Day gift. So really, you guys can create some campaigns that will last a little longer and get more value with your campaigns.
Okay, David's asking, are there pictures of the finished covers with laser actually done? I don't know if we have those pictures of an actual one that's actually engraved.
Well, those in that mock-up that you just showed off, those are actually engraved. That's actually what it looks like.
Okay, so in that catalog, correct?
Yeah, those are, and I've seen some other physical examples that they look exactly like that. What Joanne's asking is, no, on the one side or both sides of the seam. Yes, it can be above what I call, it's a pocket or a seam across there. You can engrave above it and below it for the same price. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would just, but that takes a little bit of communication to us to know what your intent is. To me, if it was the design you were showing off, below that seam, and then maybe the personalization above it, that looks very nice.
Right. Lois also, she mentioned that often this time of year, and coming up, confirmations happen. That's another great idea. You could do smaller area of the name and confirmation date. Excellent idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joanne just wants some clarification. She said, what is the file that it needs to be? I thought Randy said TFF. From what?
It's a vector file. I may have misspoke, but it is a vector file.
Yeah, so it's an EPS file.
Yeah.
Okay, Patty's asking, do we think the target audience is women? I am thinking so, and wonder if you might call it espresso or coffee instead of rawhide. Just a thought. I guess it really. What do you prefer on that, Randy? Do you want to stick with those names? I mean, on your end, really, that's all. That's when it matters. Can they call it something else if they wanted to?
Can you bring back up those 4 color and let me take a look at them with you?
Sure.
So we're better description. The supplier calls it rawhide. So probably to me. And again, that's the reddish one is the rawhide cover. I'm not going to carry. I'm not carrying the gray. We're not offering up the gray, but the rawhide is in that. That's more of the lighter brown, and to me, that's kind of an espresso maybe. That's the lighter brown, and then there's a darker brown, and then there's the rawhide.
Well, this one, I think this is the rawhide.
Well,
this is what was sent. At least it has rawhide. This one here was kind of a light
okay.
brown.
Yeah.
And then this was the darker brown.
Yep. I would prefer, at least in the description, coming back to me, the rawhide. Then we keep it all the same.
So what you can do, Patty, is you can call it, if you want to use that in your description, that's fine. As long as in your product, if you want to use it in your product description, that's fine. I think that would be okay. But as long as in your product, actually, what the name of it should just be rawhide, so they know when you're setting up your product description, not your product description, but where you put like color and things like that. So if you just use those, and then if you want to use something a little bit that maybe makes a little bit more sense, I think that's okay. So as long as, go ahead.
It might be a good idea to make some templates and export them so they can import a template with the color in there and everything.
Yeah, I did. I have these right here. So you mean the products? Is that what you're talking about, Matthew? The products?
Yeah, just so they got a template to use, so they know the color settings in there and everything.
Yeah. So basically, what you're going to get is in those, it's only these 4. So you're going to get these 4 right here.
Perfect.
And I don't know why this is must be my cache. I'm having these weird cache issues, so it's not showing. Yeah, so they'll be right when you export them, but this image is still showing on the main page there. So yeah, you'll get those 4 right there, and like I said, you'll have all the descriptions, pricing. So you should be able to just once you have a design, you have your mockups, you can start going with these.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Any other questions we have on those? Is a cover genuine leather or PU? It's not real leather. It's kind of I guess like a pleather or a leatherette is how they describe it in that catalog. So that's what I put in the description.
Yeah, faux leather.
Faux leather, right?
Yeah. So since they can be engraved on the back too, do we need a mock-up of the back? Well, I think Randy said he was going to take some extra pictures for you guys. So I need Adobe Illustrator to change PNG to EPS. Well, I think we're going to have to come up with a solution for that for the people that don't have Illustrator.
So my suggestion on that is that if you don't have Illustrator and you're doing your own designs, you could do a couple of things. You can obviously get Illustrator if you wanted to. If you have someone that is doing your designs, you just have to tell them that you need both a PNG if you want for mockups, but you also need a vector image, which should not be an issue. Most of the designers are probably creating those in Illustrator anyway. So that you'll just need to tell them for those you'll need the vector file. And then also if you want to, we'll just offer it as a service just to convert those. I think Randy said like $20. We can do it for you for your design. and convert them over.
Yeah, I just had a quick search on Google for PNG to vector image online converter. There's a few online. I haven't ever tried any, but you might be able to just upload it online, and then it will give you a download file as a vector image as well for free.
Okay. Yeah, and if you're going to try that, definitely, reach out to Randy and make sure you send him something. So a lot of times I don't trust those all the way, but if it works, that would be great. So just make sure that you send that file off to Randy before, so he can give it to his team and make sure that the quality is there that they need.
Anything to upsell it with? Ooh, that's a good question.
So, really, as far as just outside of our original products, I mean, the products that we normally use, probably not. I mean, the only other thing you can really upsell with would be a Bible, but most of the time, if someone has a Bible that's very special to them, and usually when they're just looking for a cover, they already have their Bible. It's very unlikely that they're going to be shopping for a new Bible, and it could be, but I would probably work on by using these as a front end campaign, and then depending on your design, I mean, obviously a coffee mug would just be a perfect downsell to it. I mean, because it's not going to be quite as expensive, and usually with the coffee mugs, that's just something that people that are kind of into this niche and buying in the Christian niche is just a perfect gift idea for other people, especially with Easter and Mother's Day. So a coffee mug, and then, like I said, if it makes, I've seen a lot of Christian shirts and I've seen a lot of Christian niches, and they're very, very popular. So, you can always take your design, and maybe if doesn't exactly make sense on a T-shirt, maybe you can take a variation of that design and just create something so where it makes sense on a T-shirt. With that kind of stuff, obviously, you want to have those available in case you do want to upsell them on other products if you're going to be using the funnel. So just a couple different ideas there.
Guys, it might be a great upsell itself, where you lead in with a piece of jewelry or like I said, a T-shirt as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was thinking jewelry as well would go quite well with it.
Jewelry for sure.
Yeah.
Get them in on a nice, inexpensive piece of jewelry, and then show this as an upsell.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just looking. Okay. So here's one from Jeff and Vicky. As far as the EPS file, are there any specs on the size? Is it still just like a normal? You start off with a 2800 by 3200 for the art size, and then just render it down like normal, Randy? I think, Jeff, that's correct. I think it's just like normal art files. Your art file will just be a vector image. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, a 2800 by 3200, and then obviously with your personalized designs, just like normal, you're going to have to find what looks best on the actual Bible cover. So you'll have to render it down, but I think that all stays the same. And I have to see what the resolution is on that too. I'll find out from Randy if he knows that offhand.
I was asking about the colours. I think it's just the grey, wasn't it? You said they're not doing.
Yeah, just the only one we're not doing is the grey.
Yeah.
Carol says she thinks both men and women. I think men do too. I tend to think that women would probably be the ones to buy them for the men, for their significant other, or for one of the children or whatever. But I would probably start with just targeting women.
Yeah, definitely, I'd agree with that. They're the ones who like spending the money.
Yep, that's for sure. Um, okay, so your cost. Let me just find that. I know Randy had that in.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Jay's asked about, is it personalized or manually personalized? Well, that's up to you, Jay. Randy was saying he'd prefer it if you stayed away from manually personalized, but with any product you have on T-Rex, you get to choose whether it's manual or auto personalized. So that depends on your design, not the product.
Hey, Matthew, what I meant is me, myself, when I'm putting on campaigns, I just don't like fooling with the manually personalized complexity of our system, but Printex handles it fine when you send me a manual file. So it's
Yeah.
whatever you're good at and you like to do, that's what I was saying.
Got you, yeah. Well, when Michael first started talking, I had a couple of ideas for manually personalized. One would be that you could have a design and they could have any like like section out of the Bible, paragraphs or whatever they're called. So they could have their favorite quote from the Bible, and you could manually personalize that on, and you can get like photo filters type things. So if you had a manually personalized, they could upload a photograph of themselves, or maybe like even Jesus or something like that, and you can run it through a filter and it will turn it into like a pencil drawing, and I think they would look quite good on there.
It would.
Okay, so I know Lindsay was asking what your cost is. So for the larger size, the cost is $25.80. And like I said, they retail for $46. And then the smaller size is $23.40. And they retail for $38. So about $26 for the larger one, about $24 for the smaller one. And so you guys, you can price what you think, but I think what Randy suggested seems pretty good.
Yeah.
The files that you want to send Randy, actually, I didn't even think about that. I'll have Kelly send those over. Or actually, I guess you won't need to. Well, how do you want to handle that, Randy? For the He Is Risen design, I know we just kind of sent the PNGs for the mock-ups. Do you want to hand out those vector files, so if they want to try on these, they can just put those in that file in the comment?
That's a good idea. I'll get those to you and we'll set those in there as well.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Yeah, because I didn't even think about that.
I just had another idea as well for people that don't have Adobe Illustrator. I bought on eBay a really old version of Adobe Illustrator for £10. I wonder, I'll have to test it out, but that might actually be good enough just to convert your images, and then you wouldn't have to get the full-blown program.
And guys, keep this in mind. As we add this laser engraving, it's going to open up a lot of things besides the Bible covers. There's things that we can do on metal in the future. And then also I've got a process that we're bringing in. It's sandblasting on glass, so we can do wine glasses and other things. All those systems take a vector file like that. So
Yeah, and it's really handy. Like I'm a member of I forget the name of it. My vector image or something, but it's a really cool program you pay a monthly subscription for, and it's really good for taking, if you're looking for small images on Google and stuff, it will take that, convert it into a vector image, and then you can blow it up without losing any quality. So being able to do vector images is a really handy thing to use if you're doing any designs, not just the Bible ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another question again, I guess for clarification. When you said 2 colors, was that the printing ink color? No. There's 2 colors available on the Bible cases. On the black case, it engraves in a kind of a yellow gold, and the other colors it only engraves in black. Hope that's more clear.
Yeah, that was from Robert. You were answering Robert, Randy?
Yes.
Okay. So as far as the description, a downloadable version. Um, if you're talking about the product descriptions, once you import that zip into your store, you'll have all of that stuff. You'll have the description in the product, so you can use. I think that's what you're talking about, part of it.
Before we get too long, and didn't Matthew want to cover some things?
Matthew, if you had anything, I didn't know if you had anything that you wanted to. I know that you added another video today to the funnel campaign. So if you want to talk about that, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could talk about it for a couple of hours, so I could just give a quick run over if anyone wants to see it. I don't know how many people have watched the videos yet or not, but if you let me take the screen, I'll give a quick run through for everyone, and then if everyone wants to go and watch the videos, and then we can go in depth in it on Thursday if you want to do that.
Okay, yeah, let me make you a screen. Give me a screen where it is. Yeah, if you have not watched the videos yet, it should be the first thing you do. It was just really, really great job and really goes in depth. So you have the screen now, Matthew.
Yeah. Okay. So what I've done is give you a file as well, so you can download link. It's on Dropbox and it's in with the first video. So there is a PDF in there. There's this spreadsheet that I made, which I'll show you in a minute. There's a design that I used, and I'll give you the PSDs and the PSDs just in case you want to run with it and do something with it yourself. So basically the PDF is broken down into steps, and then each step there's a video on as well. So you can just go through. You can keep this PDF, and then you can just look back on it, and once you've done it a couple of times, it should be second nature for you. So there's that PDF. I created this sheet here as well. So the idea with this sheet is a lot of people are just kind of shooting in the dark, and they don't really know how much you can spend on a conversion for a product because you don't really know your numbers. So if you watch the video, I show you how to use this sheet, but basically this price here and this shipping price is the price from Randy. So to say the product cost you $12.99 from Randy, it costs you $2.99 to ship it from Randy, and then what that does when you enter those, or what it should do, is calculate that for you. So it gives you the total price, and then you put in the live price here, which is the price you're selling it for, which would say be $23.99. And I don't know why this isn't calculating, but this should calculate it for you. I'll have to have a look at that, and the one you download should do that for you as well. So what it's going to do is spit out the price over here, and it's going to, so for instance, for a 4XL hoodie, that your conversion, when you're running your ads, your conversion needs to be 1004 or less. So if it's going over 1004, you're losing money. If it's under, you're making money. And if you're breaking even, then it's good because, well, I mean, it's not good, but it's okay because you're driving people into your funnel. So I've made that sheet for you to work that out and explain everything in the videos. And basically, the inspiration for making these is I've been seeing a lot of people's funnels, and a lot of people are making quite a lot of mistakes with the funnels. So there's not much thought that's going into them or anything. So I've kind of broken it down. I've made some example funnels, like this is a front end of one of the funnels here. So just for an example, I'll just pop these campaigns open. So as an example, a mistake that I was seeing, so this would be a front end to your funnel. Something that I was seeing is that some people, or what a lot of people are doing, first off, is they're putting as many different products as humanly possible on their front end campaign. So when the person gets there, they've got too much choice. So I'll show you how to do testing to find out which product, which colors, which design works. and then we just use one single design or one single product on the front end of our campaign, because we know we've got the interest in this product, and we don't want to confuse them and sidetrack them, because we're going to be running an ad for this product and they've clicked the ad on Facebook, they've come here to buy this product, so we don't want to confuse them and sidetrack them. And what a lot of people were doing with their funnel was just cramming in every single step of the funnel with just a load of random products which were the same design, and this text here was exactly the same. So what the customer does is they get to the cart page, they complete their purchase, and it just looks like the page refreshes but with a different product over here. So that was really confusing the users. So for instance, this funnel, as an example, I would be targeting here women with kids. So we already know that they've got kids. And then here would be the first upsell. And it's a kiddie shirt, so it's got a little cute kid on here. And the text is congruent with what happened before. So we're explaining to the people that they've just made that purchase already. Their purchase is complete, and we're walking them through this funnel and giving them clear instructions, what to do. They can order this in just 2 clicks. All they've got to do is select their size and hit add to order. And then the next upsell here would be a shirt for the dad, because we know they're family people. So that's more of a congruent kind of funnel. So, and I did 3 example funnels, and I gave you the PSDs, the mock-ups. There's a few things that I've worked out with these mock-ups as well. Is go extra large. Now these mock-ups, usually people are using, just like ghost mock-ups, so they're just flat images. I've noticed if you use mock-ups like this, then you can get away with the text a lot better as well, but plus it looks a lot nicer as well. So on your actual post on your fan page, then they just look a lot better. And I did make some posts. So you've got all those mock-ups, you've got the PSD, and I just say as well, with this PSD and this particular design, this is a kind of design that's scalable. So when you're doing your research and stuff, and you can even take this, take the PSD, because I've given it to you here. But like, if you're new to doing t-shirts and stuff, try and focus on getting a funnel campaign going that's making you $10 to $30 a day. So forget the big numbers, forget all the power sellers and all that. If you can get a campaign that consistently makes you $10 a day, then you're 90% of the way to cracking the big game, So when you're looking for designs, like this design here is massively scalable. We can change the colors here. We could change this dark navy and orange here. We could change Packers, and we could change Bears. And we could take this design to every single NFL team, every single hockey team, every single basketball team. You could literally, if you find out that this design is working for the Chicago Bears, how many other teams is it going to work on? You could literally spend the next 2 months cranking out campaign after campaign after campaign. And if those campaigns are making you steadily $20 a day, and you've got 300 of them running, then your quid's in. So that is how you scale up big time. So you can use that design and take it and do whatever you want with it. So I show you as well from the start how we can make posts like this. So how we do our research. So what we do at the start of it, we make a post, we ask people what they think of the shirt, we ask people, do they like it or whatever. And then what happens is you start getting likes, comments, shares, stuff like that. And then we work out which product is going to sell well with this design, and which color variation. So we're starting our research off, and we make these mock-ups before we've done anything on T-Rex, before we've spent 3 days setting up a funnel or whatever it is. All we do is whap up the the mock-ups, we post them on our page, and we ask for feedback. So then what you end up with is a post with engagement like this. And then when we've worked out which is our best product or products, we then get ready to set up our website conversion ads, and then we stop the ad, which was a PPE ad on this, and then we can edit our ad because we've got no ad running. So we edit our ad, and then we turn this post into our website conversion ad and our sales post basically. But we've already got likes, comments, shares, people telling us how much they love this shirt. So when we actually start up our real ad where we're going to try and sell this shirt, the first person that sees this ad is going to be scrolling down through their newsfeed. The image is going to catch their attention because we've got a good looking mock-up there, realistic looking. They might read that there, but the first thing they're going to do is look down at the comments. So they're going to see likes, shares, comments, stuff like that. And then they might scroll up and click the link to go and see how much it is. So as soon as you start your ad, you're already miles ahead of most people because you've done your research, you've worked out which product is going to most likely to sell, you've worked out the color, and you've got a ton of engagement on your ad. So basically these videos take you through the whole process. You've got the PDF, you've got the conversion sheet. So when you get to start, and I've broken down how to actually make the funnel, how to build the funnel, how to use your pixels, you know, you've got the examples, the mock-ups. So when you get to actually running this, say for instance, if this was you know, our winning product that we were going to run an ad to, we then check out our conversion sheet, and while we're running our ads, all we've got to do is look into our ads account and see, is this converting less than $10? $10 or less, that's your goal. Because if it's converting at $10 and you're breaking even, then you know, then you should be making money on the back end. Plus you've got to you can retarget. I'll show you how to do the retargeting. I'll show you how to set up some clever custom audiences. So, and I'll be going through email marketing as well. So if you're breaking even on that front end campaign, don't worry, that's good because you're building retargeting audiences and you're building a big email list, and you can sell to them later on down the line. So it's a bigger picture than, you know, do I want to make my biggest conversion on that front end? So think of the bigger picture. Also with this spreadsheet as well, if it's not converting, you can come back in here and you can edit your live price, and it will show you exactly how much you can play with. So do you need to increase your price? Do you need to reduce your price? Well, you can come into this spreadsheet and quickly and easily work it out, and then you'll be able to see exactly where you're at. So that's that part of it. I'll just quickly show you the retargeting as well. So with these custom audiences that I showed you how to set up, okay, so now with T-Rex, I don't know if you know or not, but if I just look in my order report, see if I've got any abandoned carts. Now with the abandoned carts, when the customer, I haven't got any here, but when the customer gets to the checkout page or the cart page, with anything, we can't collect that information from the customer until they've pressed a button. So you might be getting a lot of people that are abandoning carts that didn't actually put their details in. So what we can do is we can beat that with our custom audiences. So for each campaign we set up a custom audience. Let's see if I can just go and edit that one. So we use this, which is a custom combination. Here, like, this is all explained in the video, so if you're missing bits, then, you know, we can have Q&A on Thursday. But basically with these custom audiences, we've got one here, traffic that meets the following conditions. So this is our buyers one. So this is people that visited our front end campaign, they visited our cart page, and they visited our thank you page. So they went through our funnel and they bought and they landed on the thank you page. So that is our buyers list. So that custom audience is, as soon as it gets to 20 people, that's going to start building up. We can then check out our abandoned carts. So usually we would have a ton of people slipping through our fingers with abandoned carts. So what we can do here is we've got a custom combination. We've got anybody who visits our front end campaign, anybody who visits the cart, but they didn't hit the next, their first upsell. So they saw these first 2 pages, they decided not to buy, but they didn't even fill in their details. So usually those people are gone. But we're going to capture them here with a Facebook custom audience, and then we're going to remarket to them. And we're going to remarket to them by offering them a discount coupon. So in our funnels, we're not talking about any 10% off, enter coupon code and all that. We're selling to them, trying to sell to them in the front end without any discount. When we offer them a discount is after they've been looked and left. So our last one is just the simple basic one, which is the page view, which is, did they land on our front end campaign, but not the cart. So they just came and took a look, took a little peek. They didn't even get to the cart. They're probably not massively interested in it, but we know they're a little bit interested because they had a look at the front end campaign, but then disappeared away as well. So we're going to be using these 3 custom audiences that are constantly going to be growing, and we're going to set up different kind of ads with a different message, and we're going to be talking to these 3 groups of people in a different way and try and get more sales from those people. So once you got this custom audience, for instance, if this was Bears, then any other Chicago Bears t-shirts and campaigns, we've got these for quite a while, and we can keep remarketing to them. So that's kind of a little overview of it. Like I say, best thing is to go and watch the videos, and like I was not really that prepared for this today, so go and watch the videos, and then I can do a proper overview of it and open up to questions and stuff like that.
Okay, we do have some right now. I'm just going to go down the line here. So does the Zoom from Carl? Does the Zoom feature work on mobile devices?
No.
Okay. Where did you have those live mock-ups? I know you talked about in the videos you got those ones, particularly from Graphic River.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're in the members area. Everything is in the members area. I'll show you right now. If you go to the training, right down here, how to build a high converting funnel. If you go into the course here, then right next to this first video is the download link right there. So inside there, like I say, you've got all the mock-ups that I made. I resized them to 700 by 700, so they're ready to rock and roll. You've got the PSDs for it. You've got the PNG design images. So I did a 5,000 one as well, in case anybody wanted to go for those big banners that Randy's doing. I wasn't sure of the exact dimensions. Then you've got this conversion price sheet that I need to make sure is actually doing the conversion, the calculation for you, and then you've got the PDF there as well.
Hey, Michael or Matthew, aren't we working on too? We talked about we're gonna get all the at least the products that we have currently in that.
Yeah, already working on it, Randy. Here it is here.
And that looks good.
This is going to have all Randy's products on there. So the price and the shipping price is Randy's price. So this is set unless Randy makes any changes. This is set. This here, I changed it to recommended retail price. So this will be the price that's on your site. Hopefully this one's working. I'll just try and change this. $5.99. There you go. See that changed? So let me just change it back, and in fact you wouldn't be changing that price. So the price you might change for this V-neck tee 2XL here, $23.95 might not be working for you. So for instance, you might say, well, I wonder if I try it at $19.99. Oh, so you know that you need to get that at $4.55 per conversion, otherwise you're going to be losing money. And it's really easy. Once your ads are running, let's go back into the ads account. All you would have to do is look here. This is the demo ad I set up earlier. All you need to do here per purchase there is keep your eye on that field there. Okay, nothing else. Keep your eye on that field. You'll know which campaign or which product it is, and then you will know here that that number on that I just showed you on the ads account needs to be below 455 for that particular product. So you will know exactly where you're at. It's not going to be complicated at all. You'll be able to keep this sheet. Once we get this one done up with all Randy's products on it, you'll be able to keep this sheet. You will know what prices you're selling for. You can experiment with different prices. And then all you've got to do is keep your eye on that one single number there to know whether you're winning or losing.
Okay. Very good. So, Robert, as far as the Bible covers, so we sent you four different colors of the Bible covers, and then there's only two color, I guess you want to call them ink, but just two versions of that go onto the covers. It's that gold and the black. The gold is the only one you can use, is on the black Bible cover. All of the rest it has to be mocked up with the black ink. So that's just how it looks when the laser goes through and etches out the design. That's how it shows up on those particular Bible covers, those colors. So the dark brown, the rawhide, and the light brown are all going to use the black version, and then the gold goes on the black Bible cover. I hope that helps. So yeah, Charles, I think Matthew just showed you where the videos are in the members area there. Yeah. Another one from Joanne. You have to set up a fan page every time you do these designs. Example: St. Patrick's Day, Chicago Bears, etc.
Personal, it's personal preference. You know, you can just run it off of one page to get started, and then you can branch out once you start finding your niches that are working well. Then perhaps create a fan page for that particular niche.
Things like doing a Chicago Bears fan page will draw a lot of attention to the fact that you're probably breaking their trademark.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, with those, obviously, you have to be. I mean, that's kind of at your own risk, I guess you want to say, because you know, just depending on the team and the type of thing that they see, they will crack down on you. You know, it started off in with Teespring doing a lot of when Teespring first came out. You know, kind of people were doing a lot of those types of shirts, and at first it was all good, but then you know they literally, you know, the NFL, everyone kind of cracked down, and that's why Teespring has its own official NFL designs now and stuff like that. So these kind of generic types of designs like smack talking, all that kind of stuff. Just, you know, putting even the word Bears, even though it's not the Chicago Bears or Packers, you know, can definitely draw some attention. And then, you know, normally you just get some type of cease and desist. Yeah.
Using team colors is not allowed.
Yeah. For those particular sports designs. So you just have to keep that in mind. And normally you'll just, you know, sometimes you'll get some type of cease and desist letter, or Facebook will, if it goes to a certain point, Facebook will just shut off your ads if there's complaints and stuff like that. So again, it's something as far as that type of niche that you just have to make that decision yourself.
Yeah, right.
Videos are in the members area. Let's see. I don't know if I understand this one from Kathleen. Where in your Facebook reports can you see pixel stats?
Go to pixels.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, to see how much activity and stuff. Okay. Yeah, just under pixels there, and you can kind of see what they're firing in the day and all that.
I think if you hover on the circle, it should show you more. I thought. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it tells you up here when
Maybe
you
I'm
hover on
getting
circles.
Yeah, there you go.
Matthew, did you create import files for the Chicago Bears one?
I
Or
didn't
just-
know. I did
Okay.
that on purpose as well, so that people would learn how to do it.
Okay.
Also, the demo funnels that I made, I also left the Stripe test keys in as well. So if anybody wants to go through the funnels, they can, and they can see how I built them. So I'll drop those links in the chat as well.
Here's a question from Brian. Let's see.
Hey, hold that right there, Matthew.
Okay.
Hey, Matthew, you and I talked about, like on this one here, this is the first page in your funnel. We also talked about you were going to edit out of there on the credit card and eliminate the PayPal logo.
Right, yeah.
Just to remind people that if it's your funnel that you're building, PayPal's not an option.
Yeah, that was a mistake of mine. I should have removed those two.
A lot of great work on that, Matthew.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have fan pages from Shopify. Can I use them on WordPress? Are you talking about your Facebook fan pages, Carol? Because it doesn't matter where. Doesn't matter if you're talking about the fan pages that you're going to be running ads from. It doesn't matter. You can use them for anything. You can drive the traffic anywhere. The Facebook fan page, it doesn't matter if it's Shopify or WordPress.
Yeah. I was asked, how do you put pixels on every page? Well, you put your pixels in your business settings. So that's a global setting, and they'll go everywhere. Okay, well, we've gone right over.
Yeah.
So.
Hey guys, I know there's a couple more questions in here. I know, like we kind of showed the Bible covers, but if there's anything over that you definitely need answered, obviously you can just go into the Facebook group or the Skype group, and we can answer your questions over there. I did want to make sure that everyone, I did put all that stuff in the members area also from today, so if you got in late, if you don't see the link over there in the chat for the Bible cover mock-ups and stuff like that, I put those in the members area this morning, so you can get all that stuff over there too. And again, if I know that if you haven't watched the videos, please watch them and go through them, and if you're interested, if you're really thinking about setting up some funnel campaigns, I would just literally go step by step with Matthew, and then again Thursday we'll get a little bit more into it, and if there's any other questions, we'll be able to answer those on Thursday. And also we're hoping that a lot of you that were in Hannibal met Lacey and Stanley hopefully next week at some point on one of our webinars he's going to jump on, and he's just going to go through some simple Facebook ad targeting and practices, and maybe some video stuff that he's doing, and just to kind of show you where he's at. And I'm looking forward to that because he's a smart dude, and he knows his stuff, and so we're trying to lock him down. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. and be on the lookout for that. So I'll let you know as soon as we get a time cemented that we can make sure we get that over to you guys so you can join us for that. So Randy, anybody else have anything to add before we end this?
No, but thanks for your time, Michael, Matthew, Kevin. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate everybody, and look forward to seeing those that said they're going to be in San Diego as well.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.